Welcome to SolidWorks SolidWorks tutorials. This is Module 1, Lesson 5. In this clip, we are going to model a memo block as seen on your screen here. Okay, so to begin, we will open up our new part. And as always, the first step we'll take is to click on Save and save it, calling it its name, so memo block, and your name. And as always, make sure you're saving it into your own folder. So whether that's in desktop or documents, you decide, and find your folder, save it into it. And get in the habit of hitting save every so often as we do something important as we go through this object. So to start modeling, we're going to click on Sketch, open a new sketch, and we're selecting top plane. We're going to go up and select corner rectangle, and we're going to draw off a corner rectangle starting at the origin, any size, any length. And what we're going to do to save us later on, having to mention this twice, is we're going to hold Control, click on this line and that line, and we're going to select equal. So what that does for us now, when we come along and we set a dimension of this, we're going to set this to 60 mil. Both sides have now become 60 mil, so it just saves us a little bit of time. We go to Features, Extrude the Boss Base, and change that to 60 mil as well, and hit our green tick. Okay, so I'm going to hit save, and a new thing that we're going to introduce today, it's very important going forward for whether it's your Leaving Cert DCG project or your Junior Cert graphics project, is to rename each feature over here on the design tree as you go along. So to do that, we can come over. We have two options. We can click twice very slowly. So if we click twice, give a few seconds between each, we can rename it. Or what we can do is come over and right click on it and come down to rename tree item. And it does the same thing for us. So we're just going to, it doesn't really matter what you rename it once it describes what you've done. So I'm going to rename this cube. So this is an important thing to practice. I won't do this in every video, but it's a good thing to get into the habit of yourself as you model with the videos. Just rename them yourself as you're going along. So I'm going to do it in this video to show you how it's done. So that is our cube. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click on this top face. We're going to make it hollow. So to do that, we're going to click on Shell and change this to 2 mil. And we'll show the preview. Preview looks okay, and hit our green tick and hit save again. Okay, so that is our object hollowed out, leaving a 2 mil wall all the way around. And again, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to rename it to hollow. Okay, so we're going to select our front face, look normal to or 90 degrees to it, and open a sketch. Okay. What we'll do next then is we're going to change to hidden lines visible. And the reason for that is that we're going to select a corner rectangle that's going to start at the corner where that hidden line is. So select there, and it comes up to the top and across till you get to halfway. So that dot appears when you're at halfway, and click again. Okay, so we'll come over now, Features, Extrude a Cut, and we don't want this to go through that far wall over there, so instead of blind, we're going to select up to next and the green tick. Okay, so if I turn it back on to our cutter mode, we'll see that we cut through there, but it stopped when it got to as far as this. Okay, so I'm going to call that, rename this, we'll call it opening 1. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So very same thing, look straight at it, create a sketch, and we're going to change it to hidden lines visible. And very same thing, starting where this corner is, corner rectangle up to halfway. Okay, and we'll just double check now by rotating around that we have it on the right side. Yeah, we do. so we're correct. So we can go to features, extrude a cut, change it from blind to up to next, and hit our green tick. Okay, and then I'm going to rename that opening 2. Okay, and turn it back on to color and hit save. Okay, so I'm going to click on this side next, look normal 2. I'm going to open a sketch on it. And what I'm going to do with this sketch is I'm going to put a center line that comes down from one corner diagonally down to the other. And hit escape. I'm going to come along here and now I'm going to select polygon. We want this to be a hexagon, so we want to have 6 sides, so we can leave it at 6. That works out for me. And then I'm going to come over here and follow this center line down till I find the center point of it. So that dot will appear when I get to the center point. I'm going to click on that and draw out a hexagon anywhere, any size. What we want, however, is for this bottom line to be perfectly parallel to the bottom edge of the surface. So I'm going to come along, click on that line, come over here and click horizontal and hit our green tick. And now I need to dimension this. So we want to go smart dimension, click on one of the faces, and we're going to change it to 20 millimeters. Perfect. Okay, and next up we go to features tab. We're going to go to extrude a cut. And we want this to go the whole way through our object. So instead of blind, we're going to select through all and hit our green tick. Okay. So there we have our hexagon cut out. And I'm going to rename that feature hexagon. And I'll hit save again. Okay, so we're getting there now. So another job that we have to do is to round these corners, these edges. Okay, so if I click on fillet, I want to change the radius from 10 mil to 5 mil, and I'm going to zoom in and click on that edge, this one, and I might have to rotate my object to get this one, and likewise for this one. So that's the 4 picked, and hit our green tick, and that gives us our rounded edges. So I'll rename this, and I'll just call it rounded corners, and hit save again. So I'm going to apply material to this. So I go over here to where it says materials, right click, edit material, and I'm going to change it to a type of plastic. So I'll make steel small, come down and look for plastics, and I am going to select PE high density. So click on that, click apply, and click close. Okay, and you can see that it's changed the type of material. The color has even changed to suit that type of material. But I don't like the color, so I can right click on it, click appearances. I'm going to select body, and then over to the left here, I'm going to select the color that I like and hit the green tick. So it's still made from that plastic, it's just now this color. And I'll hit save one last time. And that is this object fully modeled with our design tree all named and neat and orderly. Okay, and likewise we have up here, we have our solid bodies, and their names will start appearing up there the more solid bodies we would have as well. So it's handy to name them as they appear down here. When you have more bodies later on and more complicated objects, they will just appear automatically named up here for you then.